Hi students, Mr. C here. Last time we were talking about the turning of the pearlescent turning with the cone in it. We ran into some problems where we see some major voids inside of it. So what I did was I decided to go ahead and kind of change it up a little bit. And what I mean by that is I added in another epoxy to go ahead and fill those voids, that way it doesn't just blow apart. And what I decided was since we had a pearlescent color, and then the cone, the pine cone inside, has a red dye all over it. It's been dyed red. We're only missing one other holiday color, and that's green. So what I did was I suspended the existing parts, or the turning that I had, in a large 2-liter Pepsi bottle that I cut in half, and I filled it with a green epoxy, and you can see it here now. And this is what I mounted on the lathe. Now, if you remember, we had that clear part where we turned the end to it so it has some area for the chuck to go ahead and hold on to it instead of using the spur drive. And then of course I just used the live center here and found the center on the tailstock here. So essentially what we're gonna have to do now is we have to turn off all this excess green to get back to the pearl, and then we'll have little voids that have been filled with the green, and then we'll have the pine cone, which I think will be pretty dramatic as far as the different colors that are going to happen on this. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this. Now, I did manage to get a lot of the plastic off of this with pulling it off and stuff like that, but unfortunately, again, not all of it came off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dress the sides and we'll turn this into a cylinder first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rotate this to make sure that I have it about 1/8 of an inch away from the material, and we'll get started. So I locked this in place. Now let me rotate this 180 degrees. Now, I mean 360 degrees, so that way I know, okay, it's not touching anything. And I'm going to go ahead, leave it in a very low RPM because it's not perfectly cylinder yet. So there you go. All right, so let's present the tool. Aggressive. Okay, I see what happened here. It's a little loose, and I think what we need to do is we need to retighten the chuck down on here. So that way I can squeeze this together so that way it's centered. Okay, things like this happen. You just gotta address it right away, and that way you're good to go. Okay, tail stock pressure's on just a little bit, not a whole bunch. Let me move the tool rest up, rotate this in, around. Okay, that was the area I was concerned most about, was right here. So, okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and work this out. I think maybe this blow gouge may be a little bit too big. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this until I get it down to a cylinder, the whole thing, okay?